Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Friday, November 2nd at about 7:30 p.m. I'm going to start today exactly where I began yesterday, except that we now have new numbers that prove how strong the U.S. economy is. Employment numbers came out today, and job growth exceeded expectations by more than 30%. The unemployment rate remained at 3.7%. That's the lowest since 1969. The even bigger story might be that wages are finally increasing, something that had been missing from the economic recovery. The 3.1% wage growth was the best in almost 10 years. So why, you may ask, does President Trump keep focusing on immigration 4 days before the midterms? And he's doing so big time, playing up the so-called invasion that the U.S. faces from migrant caravans in his flurry of rallies around the country. Politico is reporting that Trump has ignored pleas to focus on the economy, and that has distressed vulnerable GOP candidates who think his hardline rhetoric could scare away moderate Republicans and mobilize Democrats. And Democrats have failed to counter the economic message. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer sounded almost silly today in saying that the average family wouldn't notice a benefit. I guess low unemployment, higher wages, and lower taxes won't help people. His argument is that health care costs will go up. I'm not sure that's going to resonate. On the other hand, Schumer raised the growing budget deficit, which Republicans, supposedly fiscal conservatives, are completely ignoring. See the D.C. hypocrisy? The GOP screamed about the budget deficit during the Obama administration, while the Democrats ignored it. Now the roles have been reversed. Oh, and there was bad economic news on the trade front. Record imports, Americans are spending more, worsened the trade deficit for the fourth straight month. We also saw dueling presidents on the campaign trail. Former President Obama held a rally in Florida where he slammed Trump for sending the military to the border and for what he called, quote, repeated attempts to divide us with rhetoric designed to make us angry and make us fearful. He went on to say, it's designed to exploit our history of racial, ethnic, and religious divisions, and that pits us one against the other. Trump actually dialed down a bit of that rhetoric today, denying, he said, the U.S. troops should shoot at migrants who threw rocks at them. He's right. He didn't say that literally, but anyone who understands the English language knows that's exactly what he meant. Also today, some back and forth on whether the U.S. is nearing a trade deal with China. Trump claimed progress, but his advisors downplayed it. The White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow said there was no, quote, massive movement to deal with trade. Still, hopes for a trade deal sent world stocks soaring, especially in Asia. U.S. stocks ended down after wild swings because of the conflicting trade news. They were also hurt by Apple after shipments of iPhones missed estimates. The tech-heavy NASDAQ suffered most, down about 1%. In our alternate universes segment, The Great Divide Between Conservative and Liberal Media, a Vanity Fair article about former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen could not be a better example of that gap. The story, by a reporter who has been consistently anti-Trump, says Michael Cohen described 3 occasions in which Trump had made clearly racist comments. CNN went big with the story on air and online. Fox ignored it online and I believe on air. NBC also reported it, but last I checked, most major news organizations, including the New York Times, Washington Post, Associated Press, Reuters, USA Today, CBS, and ABC skipped it. Ironically, a couple of conservative sites did mention it. We posted the story because we believe it's important to bring you relevant information that credible news organizations publish, be they from the right or the left. Often, they portray very different realities, and we believe readers should see both. We have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video, and please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and me on Twitter at AMoraTV. Have a great weekend. I will see you again on Monday.